Hi, it's Elliott again. And, it's a busy time around here in my office. Each year I do a free training series on asking questions in session, which is kind of the underpinning of solution focused brief therapy work. And I'm really excited because in the next couple of weeks, we're about to do that training. Last year, I did it in the summer, but next year, I'm doing so much training, I had to move it up a little bit. So we're going to do it in the early part of January. And I'm just doing so much travel. It's the only time we can fit it in the year. So I'm really, really excited. And there's a ton of stuff that I have to get done in order to make this happen. And it just got me thinking about one of the most important ideas in solution focused brief therapy, which is one small thing often leads to bigger things. And in order to accomplish a goal, to focus on the small tasks, one task at a time, helps you accomplish the much bigger goal. And that's really the way that I have to get everything done here in the office while I'm preparing for an upcoming event that I have, while I'm seeing clients, like just kind of breaking things down into really small pieces and taking one piece at a time is actually how keep the machine running, how I keep my business running, how I keep my practice running, how I keep all of my things that I do, how I keep them all going, just doing one small thing at a time. And an example of this, one of the most inspiring examples of this I ever heard, is actually the story of a gentleman named Marcus Latrell. Now, if you recognize that name, he was featured in a movie called Lone Survivor. And it's an incredible movie if you haven't seen it, about Navy SEALs who are accomplishing a mission. And this one guy, Marcus Latrell, found himself in a very difficult scenario. Now, I watched a lecture Marcus Latrell gave, and it was one of the most inspiring things that I had seen, but it was also one of the greatest illustrations of this one small step leading to a much bigger task. See, Marcus Latrell was fighting many different soldiers, enemy soldiers, and in that fight, many of his comrades were unsuccessful and they died. And he fell off of multiple cliffs while he was fighting these guys. He got shot over a dozen times. He had shrapnel in his body. As he fell off of these cliffs, he broke his legs, he broke his back, he bit his tongue, and he knocked himself unconscious. Now imagine that in the middle of a war, in the middle of a battle, you knock yourself unconscious. And when he woke up, he realized that the bullets were not flying anymore, but he also realized he couldn't walk and he could barely move, and he thought he was dying. So then he did something incredible. He did something kind of amazing. He reached his hand out and he drew a line, right? So he reached his hand out as far as he could reach it, and he drew a line, and he said, I'm going to pull myself across that line, and if I'm still alive, I'll do it again. And then I'll do it again, and if I'm still alive, I'll do it again. And if I'm still alive, I'll do it again. And if I'm still alive, I'll do it again. That's all he did. He just reached his hand out as far as he could reach it, drew a line, and then pulled his body across that line. If I'm still alive, I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. Marcus Latrell did that for 7 miles. So for 7 miles, he one stepped at a time himself all the way across this huge field for the distance of 7 miles. And he finds himself at a drink of water. He gets a drink of water, and a man rescued him. And that man protected him over the next several hours, something like 72 hours, whatever it was. You have to listen to the lecture. But a long time, this man who rescued him, protected him, and helped him find the U.S. Navy base. And then he was saved and was able to live and survive that battle. But imagine if I had said to him, with a broken back and broken legs and all of the injuries and shrapnel and bullet wounds, you've got to walk 7 miles. It would have been insurmountable. If I had said to him, if you've got to get yourself from point A to point B and it's 7 miles, it would have been defeated. But in his head, I don't know if I can go 7 miles, but I know I can crawl this far, and then I can do it again, and I can do it again, I can do it again, until the goal gets accomplished. And every time I hear that, every time I think about that, I get these goosebumps, because it's very similar to scenarios that our clients find ourselves in when they come into our office and they have depression that they've had their whole lives. And one of the beauties of solution-focused brief therapy is I don't necessarily have to talk to my clients about the solving of depression, right? I can just ask questions about, so suppose life got a bit better. What's the first thing you would notice? And then away we go asking our questions, because people have a much easier time thinking about a bit better than they do, everything being solved, because that would be insurmountable. That would be too big. And just like I was talking about here in my office, like got a lot of things going on. I'm seeing clients pretty continuously, preparing for many different events. I'm traveling upcoming. I'm going to New Zealand, South Africa, Canada twice, the UK, Germany, several places in the US. So a lot of things going on, but just doing one thing at a time. Also, I have this upcoming, my favorite thing I do every year is this free questions training that I do, and that's coming up. So just by working one step at a time, you're able to get more things done. And that's really the point of solution-focused questions, is to help challenge our clients to think about their worlds improving, but improving one step at a time, and improving just a bit beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. And then once you do that, just another bit beyond, and then just another bit beyond. And to me, that's one of the beauties of solution-focused brief therapy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my on Facebook and Instagram. Join my mailing list on my website, and give me a like, give me a share if you like this video, and happy solutioning this week. Thanks everybody for watching.